calling with an awareness exercise called Nowhere to Go and Nothing to Do. This is a meditative awareness exercise for busy people like you and me, always going places and doing things and living in a lively, busy, noisy world. This is a way of bringing a sense of stillness, calm, peace, and a sense of an untroubled way of being into that busy, lively, everyday life that you're living. And the way you do that is by practicing aware consciousness. So, as I usually say at the beginning of these videos, now's the time, guys, shift your awareness into aware consciousness. And one or two of you will have shifted your awareness into a sense moment, given up control, and be allowing consciousness to move your attention around in the moment, one moment at a time, from one sense moment to another. But most of you who haven't done these exercises before will be saying, well, how am I supposed to do that? So what I do now, what I always do in these videos, is go right back to the beginning and I'll show you a gateway to consciousness, a gateway to aware consciousness. This is the gateway to aware consciousness that I use. And it's simple. So you don't need any meditation or mindfulness experience to do it. And in fact, I usually say, if you're a very experienced meditator, please leave everything you know about meditation to one side when you do this exercise. Okay, let's make a start. Where we always start with anything to do with aware consciousness is by tuning into what's going on right now. And in this approach to aware consciousness, I'd like you to get used to the idea that what's going on right now is that you and I are engaging with life conceptually. By which I mean, I'm talking, you're listening, you're understanding. I'm using a language, I'm using the English language, I'm using a language which is obviously an interpretation of life. If you think about it, we all know the difference between a word and what that word represents. Okay? So we've got the beginnings of seeing two different realms there, haven't we? So we're in a realm, a conceptual realm, where we're using words and ideas to communicate. So we're engaged in an interpretation of life, and that's what we do as human beings in our busy, lively, noisy lives. We talk and we think and we use words and ideas in 95% of our interactions and our communications. So it's not surprising, that's what we're doing now. What aware consciousness is about noticing that there's a whole different realm that's not about words and ideas. It's not about interpreting life. It's about experiencing life right now. So that's a whole realm. And the way I'd like to draw your attention to that realm, I'll take you through it step by step, since it might be the first time you've done this. Bring your attention, this is a traditional thing I do on these videos, to your left hand and the sensation of touch going on in your left hand. Okay? So, if you've done that, you now know that there are things in life that are not about words and ideas. A sensation is nothing to do with words and ideas. It's a sensation. And if you slow down and really get into the moment, just rest in the moment, aware, and shift your awareness into that left hand and that sensation going on in the moment. What you may notice is that you're now bringing your attention into what I call the sensational world. So I wouldn't be surprised if that sense of touch in your hand, if consciousness has now brought your attention to the way that your hand is resting on a surface, and maybe where your other hand is resting, where your back's resting against the chair, your backside's on the chair, and your feet are in contact with the floor. So you're starting to become aware of the sensational world. And if you give up control, this is not about you controlling those things. It's not about you directing your attention around those different things. This is about you giving up control. And what happens then is consciousness draws your attention to one sense moment after another. Did you experience that? Do you get that? Consciousness is bringing your attention to one sense moment after another. And if we open that out to all of our senses, we've been talking about senses of touch, but if we open it out to all of our senses, you may become aware of what's in front of your eyes. You might hear what's happening right now, the sound of the world right now. You may have a taste inside of your mouth, perhaps a smell. Again, you may become aware of those sense moments of touch going on in different parts of your body. So that's an introduction to the sensational world. In sense moments, focus in on the sense moment, what's happening in that sensational world right now, and observe the way that consciousness, if you give up control, consciousness doesn't stop. It continues to bring your attention to one sense moment after another. Even if you're sitting in a still, quiet room, relatively quiet room like this one, it doesn't stop. Consciousness is one of the fundamental ways that us human beings engage with life all the time. You can live in the moment quite simply by focusing on a sense moment and then give up control and allow consciousness to shift your awareness around in that still, quiet, untroubled realm of presence, this universe of being that it brings us into. And that's the way, by doing that shift of awareness, which you can do anytime, doesn't take any effort. You don't have to use your left hand. You can focus in on the sense moment that consciousness brings your attention to when you shift your awareness. And then let consciousness take over, and you're there as a quiet, peaceful observer, living in the moment with an open mind, warm heart, available to life, whatever's going on, however lively and busy, noisy, disturbed, whatever's going on in your day-to-day life while you're going places and doing things, you can be busy going nowhere and doing nothing. Okay? That's practicing aware consciousness. Do it all the time, every time you remember. Shift your awareness in that way into the sensational world. Give up control and allow consciousness. Focus on consciousness. Shifting your awareness around one wonderful sense moment after another. And really get into how amazing it is. Life. This is life. Right now, right here. Okay, practice aware consciousness. That's it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the Old Man Calling. Bye.